Can I get some Kratom, please?
I have the limitless. One of the popular.
Perfect.
that we have.
Sweet, okay.
Thin tablets.
Okay, yeah, we'll do tablets. Okay, let's do that. Awesome, thank you.
I just bought Kratom at a gas station. It's really easy to get your hands on in America.
You know anything about Kratom?
Yeah, Kratom?
It's scary. That's an opioid, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. You can get it at the gas station.
It's crazy.
The kid working there even warned me. He's like, hey, that stuff's dangerous. We have people coming in like 4 to 5 times a day to buy this stuff. And they said they sell out of their little bin. Every single day they have to constantly be restocking. I was surprised at his reaction to me buying it. He was like, hey, just be careful. Not something that you typically hear when you're at a gas station.
A warning tonight about a popular but unregulated substance linked to several fatal overdoses in LA County, Kratom.
Kratom. It's legal and it can be deadly.
Some people use it for natural pain management, but others say they've become addicted to it and it nearly ruined their lives.
I wanted to find out, what is Kratom? Why is it so dangerous yet so easy to buy? And why is no one doing anything about it? Kratom is a leaf grown in Southeast Asia. It's been a feature there in traditional medicine forever. In Thailand, low doses of fresh or dried leaves are used as a natural stimulant, similar to how I'm using coffee right now. Manual laborers chew it or brew it into tea to deal with muscle aches and soreness. They use it to treat diarrhea, fever, and inflammation. The problem is that once it's imported to the US, it's not as natural. So I knew this was a problem, but I wanted to find out how bad this really is. This is certified psychiatrist Dr. Van Schenk, who is witnessing the rise of Kratom addictions firsthand.
The word Kratom in the United States doesn't mean one thing, because over the last 2 years, chemists have gotten involved and started to amplify a particular alkaloid in the Kratom plant.
What makes Kratom unique is the 2 compounds inside the leaf, mitragynine and 7-hydroxymitragynine, better known as 7-OH. So when you ingest Kratom, it doesn't just make you feel good, it hits the same brain receptors as opioids.
The plant itself contains like 40 different alkaloids, and what it does to you, it affects the dopamine, serotonin, alpha-adrenergic, and that's much different than a lot of other alkaloids that have been discovered in the past. Like the first one, around the 1800 was, morphine was discovered, and then, cocaine was discovered. Well, those also come from plants, right? But this one is like a shotgun with all these different chemicals, and now we've got chemists involved, and that's really a big deal.
The majority of the world has already figured out just how bad this is. That's why Kratom is banned as a dangerous narcotic in all sorts of developed countries, including the United Kingdom, Finland, and Israel. In Australia, it is a Schedule 9 narcotic, the same as heroin. In Singapore, if you get caught importing Kratom into the country, the penalties are up to 30 years in prison and 15 strokes of the cane. Because, yeah, they actually do that there. And this isn't some small thing. Research shows that Kratom and its derivatives were a $2 billion industry. But the same report shows the industry forecast is going to grow exponentially by 2032. It'll be a $7.8 billion industry. It wasn't always this way, though. I mean, just 10 years ago, Kratom was a niche product with less than $100 million in sales. Frankly, I never even heard about it until recently. During COVID, though, it really started to go viral. People started demanding more access to wellness products, and this was being advertised as one of them.
Feel Free is a plant-based herbal supplement crafted to boost energy, enhance focus, and uplift your mood.
Kratom comes in a lot of different forms. It could be like a tablet, a liquid, or an energy drink.
What they've done over the last year and a half, specifically to create a billion-dollar industry, is they have chemically amplified this 7-OH so that it's extremely addictive. In fact, the 7-OH component is like at least 10 times as strong as morphine. And so you can find products in the store that'll say Kratom, or they may not even say Kratom. Like some products will in a gas station will say Feel Free. What's really disturbing is that the potency of this is such that people get hooked like after a drink.
I've seen videos of kids getting their hands on this stuff. Why is something so dangerous available at my local gas station? A lot of the drinks with Kratom are sold as healthy, especially in the wellness community. Had I not heard about the side effects first, I would have believed that this was not only harmless, but good for me to add into my daily routine.
It's very popular with some very, very highly successful people. And I don't just mean business-wise, I mean successful people in life.
I literally started getting hundreds of people contacting me. She said, I gave some to my husband. I want you to know you brought my husband back.
Here are the habits that I absolutely swear by. I take my Feel Free Wellness Tonic and I put it in my collagen matcha latte.
Everything we read, most everything we read on the internet said how innocent and harmless this stuff is.
An estimated 20 million Americans use Kratom daily. Now, Kratom isn't marketed as some addictive drug, well, no worse than the addictive nature of caffeine or alcohol. No, Kratom and its derivatives are marketed as safe, all natural, even plant-based, sometimes even seen as an herbal supplement and an effective way to deal with chronic pain and overcome addiction. In low doses, it gives you a euphoric high, but in high doses, it gives you straight-up opioid-like effects, like heroin or fentanyl.
Have you seen an uptick in your patients and people that you are dealing with this?
So yes, we've seen a tremendous uptick. What I'm seeing a lot now are people that are on it unsuspectingly because they picked it up, say, at the gas station, or their friend said, hey, this thing will help you get some energy in the morning. And the problem then for them comes when they try to get off it.
A year ago today, I was on my way to rehab for my addiction to a substance called Feel Free.
It is a lot like heroin withdrawal, opiate withdrawals.
This is Kim Maloney. She got addicted to a liquid form of Kratom. She thought she was getting a healthy product. It ended up, though, destroying her life.
I thought it was all natural, plant-based, and you don't think of something all natural and plant-based to end up withdrawing from.
I'd just love to hear your story with Kratom.
I was looking for a little pick-me-up, and I was on pain medication, nothing strong, but I wanted off all that. So this was like energy, focus, everything that was lacking in my life. It just spiraled from there. I mean, 1 turned to 2, 2 turned to 3, and so on. End of 23, I got really sick. I had shingles, pancreatitis in 2024. I was hospitalized. I was down to maybe 80 pounds.
At the time, was the Kratom helping with the sickness? Is that in part why you think it got so intense?
Oh no, the Kratom was causing it. I was pretty much healthy before. So in August 20th of 2024, I checked myself into detox. My daughter gave me an ultimatum, either get off or, she's not gonna be part of my life.
When did it go from, okay, you're gonna have it like at a special event or something that's just like you just need to pick me up that day, to it becoming every day, to becoming multiple times a day? Like, how quickly did that transpire?
Probably like 4 months. I mean, I would take like half in the morning, and then half in the afternoon. And then it was 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon,
Yeah.
And then it just progressively, you want it more. Your body just craved it. My body craved it. I didn't think I could function without it.
A healthy alternative. I mean, that so much of the marketing and the branding, it makes me so angry, and I can only fathom how you feel about that.
It makes me very angry. I lost my home. I lost everything. 27-year marriage, gone. But I chose life over everything. And my kids.
So this $10 gas station purchase can lead to rehab. It's pretty insane that this is happening. And Maloney isn't alone. A Reddit forum devoted to quitting Kratom has more than 50,000 followers, and it's full of horrifying stories just like Maloney's. In April 2023, one Feel Free user named Romulo Torres, who was a recovering alcoholic, filed a federal lawsuit against Botanic Tonics, the maker of Feel Free, alleging that the company was targeting vulnerable consumers via social media and failing to warn potential buyers about the risks of the drugs. In September 2024, the company reached a settlement of over $8 million to avoid further litigation. And now the company includes a warning on the bottle, which I noticed when I bought some.
This product contains leaf kratom, which, like caffeine and alcohol, can become habit-forming and harmful to your health if consumed irresponsibly. So they're just like, well, it's just like coffee. Same as coffee and alcohol, like just use in, moderation. Wild.
So this stuff is no joke. And though it's often presented as safe and an alternative to those who have suffered addiction in the past, the addiction is still real with this product. But here in America, in most states, there's no solid regulation. so a lot of people end up swallowing sketchy stuff with zero clue what's in it. Since the federal government doesn't seem to be doing much about this crisis, states are now taking up the fight against kratom and its derivatives. In August, the state of Florida led the way. Attorney General James Uthmeier issued an emergency order banning synthetic 7-OH in the state. You guys did something a little different with the 7-OH products specifically. You did an emergency ban.
Well, Florida has a unique authority that not all the other states have, where if there's a product out there that creates a public health emergency, we can take emergency action to reschedule that product so that it is no longer allowed to be commercially sold here in the state. And that's what we did with this product 7-OH. We rescheduled it, so at this point, if it is being sold on shelves at convenience stores, 7-Elevens, gas stations, right next to other candies, in the hands of kids, then people can be liable for both civil and criminal penalties.
Why did you choose to reschedule this?
We got reports from most of the counties around the state of Florida of increased hospitalizations and adverse health complications, including with children that had been exposed to this new product, 7-OH.
There's 7-OH, then there's also products that contain kratom and a little bit of 7-OH, something like Feel Free. It's like the little blue bottles.
Sure, I have seen that. Our emergency rule is not banning all of kratom. It is just prohibiting the commercial sale of 7-OH, this highly concentrated product that, again, is very potent and deadly.
I was just speaking with a woman who, she was addicted to Feel Free. Is there any concern for that stuff specifically as well in the future? Is that being discussed at all?
I think a lot of people at home, a lot of parents, they don't even realize, what is being sold. So we're looking at this. Our state legislature has made it a prerogative to do a deep dive here as we have new products, kratom, hemp, many illicit vapes. This is a whole new industry. Our young people are getting addicted to it. So we will continue to analyze, and where we think something is overly dangerous in emergency situations, we will step in.
It's clear that Florida has picked up on the synthetic 7-OH issue and are specifically focusing their efforts to crack down on that. The products like these, and rightfully so. I mean, they're synthetic, they're full of who knows what, and they're wreaking havoc on kids and adults alike. But products like Feel Free don't contain synthetic 7-OH, leaving them unaffected by the current Florida ban and still available on shelves across the nation. Clearly, this issue is far from over. So what can we do about it? It seems like the first step is making people aware about the dangers of kratom. Information is power, and the more informed we can be about these products, the better. Thankfully, Kim and many others like her are raising awareness about the severity of kratom products in hopes that, at the very least, further study and proper warnings are given to consumers at large. She called her state representatives and talked to her local gas stations, some of which immediately stopped selling the products. Again, information is key here. I mean, at one point, cocaine was readily available in America's favorite soda brand. Before, of course, further study and awareness was brought to show just how dangerous this cocaine substance really was, or how kids' cough syrup used to have chloroform and morphine in it. Now, the FDA is aware, and I'm keeping an eye out for discussions about what happens next on the federal level. What I know for sure, though, is that kratom, and certainly 7-OH, is not as innocent and natural and safe as it seems, and we should all be aware of the dangers of kratom before it becomes the next explosive drug epidemic in America. Thank you guys for being here and watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative like I did after diving into this topic. If you want more underreported stories like this, please subscribe to this channel, and also feel free to message us if you have any stories that you know of that you want us to investigate.